welcome back everybody. We have returned and it is time for our Yiz 7 run, Any Percent by Deln. So Deln, we'll leave it to you to take it away.
Alright, thanks. Yes, I will do a Yiz 7 run. The game is going to be played in Japanese for faster text. I mostly did that in the past, like talking about the story and such, but the game goes so fast sometimes that it's hard to keep up. But if anybody has question about the run during the run, I'll try to answer it as best as I can anyway. And I will go right now if everything's alright. So we'll go in 3, 2, 1, go. So first thing you'll notice is the fast forward here. The fast forward is a part of the game. It allows me to get through cutscenes a little bit faster. Right here, the first thing we do is skip the little FMV here, which usually takes 10 seconds if you don't skip it right away, because it doesn't load it, or it will load it and it will fade in and fade out. So here we meet the first character of the game, Maya, who is a mute girl, so she can't talk, she can't hear. Also here we're gonna talk to our good friend Tia. Tia is the friend of is the flower girl, say, and she's gonna be playing a big part in this game later on. Not as a playable character, but just as a very important NPC. So we saw that the Dragon Knight Rude was bullying that little girl Maya, and we went to I guess help her, and in that same instance we got captured, and that's where we meet the second Dragon Knight, Sias, who gets us out because the king wants to talk to us. And like I said, this goes by really fast, so not a lot to talk about the story. Not a lot of time to talk about the story here. But yeah, first thing to do is meet up the king. The king wanted to meet us because he heard about us from someone else, from a different Ys game. I don't remember who it is, but it's from, I think, E6. So the king tells us that there has been an earthquake around Altago for a little bit, and wants us to look up what the problem is. And first thing we're gonna do is get out and fix that little problem. Also, thing here we're gonna do is get level 2. Level 2 in this game, levels play a big part in the damage output you're gonna do to enemies or bosses. And if you have to reach a certain level to start dealing decent damage to bosses or enemies. In this case, you can do it level 1, but you can get level 2 and do like 4 or 5 damage, 10 damage, 15 damage instead of like 3, 2, 4. So it can help. Most boss later is going to be like that, reach a certain level or a minimum level before actually doing it. And this is where we're gonna fight the first boss of the game after talking to the moon statue, who is this is the two-headed turtle. His name is a little bit complicated to pronounce, but is it Valclar? Yeah, Valclar. So his attacks are kind of annoying. Some of them are really bad because you don't want them to hit you. You don't want him to hit you that much. Like that. That's a lot of damage that I took, and you don't want Hadol to die because you need the levels on him, since he's your main DPS for a big portion of the game. If I have to switch to Doji, I will, just for safety, but you want to keep him as much as possible. Also, those attack I'm doing, skill attacks, you see down there, those blue orbs are called SPs or skill points, and they're used to actually do skills. Oh, alright. I'm gonna switch to go here real quick, just so I don't actually die on it all. So on this boss, you cannot really kill him. You have to hit a threshold before he starts guarding. So if you just go to 0, it just gets stuck to 1 HP. Doesn't really matter if you start hitting him a lot or not, but I do it so I can get the SP points, so I don't have to hit enemies to get it. And this is where the game introduced the special attacks to you, which is the only way to kill the boss. So. First boss down. Next up, we fall down from exhaustion because the boss was that hard to kill. And the next objective is go back to the king to tell him that we finished his little job here. So the main movement in this game is going to be rolling. Rolling is not as easy as it seems because spamming the roll is not going to work. It's not going to let you roll every time you click. There is a little bit of downtime to it that you have to learn. But later it's going to be a little bit better because with a certain weapon type you can start doing charge attack wall rolling, which allows me to gain a little bit of momentum with each attack I do while rolling. Here we meet a Mysterious Guild that is going to play a big part later, and by later I mean in like 20 minutes. Yeah. The first thing we do here is start questing, or start quests. Quest in this game doesn't give you XP, it gives you items. And here we're gonna do this quest to get a dragon energy drop, which if you use it, it refills your SP bar all the way up, but we're gonna use it to sell it. We're gonna sell it for money, because we need money. And since we're not gonna fight anything actively, then yeah. We're just gonna do that. So next objective is to go to the forest of Shanoa, which is located in the southeast part of the map. It's not very far, it's like a couple maps. But yeah, the maps in these games are not very big. You're gonna get through like really fast. So here at the Forest of Shanoa, the first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to get level 5, but the first thing before actually killing anything is to get the ring here, this accessory that boosts my strength by 10. And with that we can start hitting stuff, because we hit a lot more now. Here we're gonna meet another character later that's gonna be a playable character. The worst character by far, I'd say, because he's not very strong, his special attack is not very good. But Elk is gonna be okay, the best. He's the grandson of the eldest of the next town, you'll see. Wanted to try to bring those two enemies together, but that didn't actually work too well. So I got level 5. Level 5, then we go for the boss right now. Next boss is gonna be Galleon, like a big ass boar. Sorry about that word. It's gonna be a really big boar. His attacks are easy to guard, you know the timing. He's mostly going to do that little ground earthquake, ground pound thing that he's doing, which is quite easy to dodge.
And currently in the range of $10 is Valkyrie. And all the family names, so there's no disconnect there for a name if you would like to name one of the main characters. Otherwise, we do have other donation incentives, such as naming the master and X-Ranger, naming the main characters of Final Fantasy II, and if you would like to make a sort of massive wish list or just name right on location, we've got a long way to go for those. Parts of that.
Yeah, so apparently you're really low on the stream, or you
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That would be on your side to fix, unfortunately. It sounded good during our sound test.
Alright, I'll fix that, or try to fix that in a second.
Yeah, just push me in the Discord call, and I will be louder than ever before.
I'll have to boost. Alright. As soon as I get into the next town, I'll do it real quick. It's gonna freeze the game because the game out of focus will freeze. So I'll just do it real quick.
No problem.
Alright, so boost. Alright, try it now.
So hopefully I sound less quiet, and if I'm deafening you, you have asked for this.
Alright, this should be better. This should be a lot better.
I don't think we want a K scream loud. We're trying to preserve eardrums as much as we love the K scream. So folks, tell me if I'm not loud enough, and I will repeat what I said shortly in our next break.
On my side, it sounds a little better, but I don't know. Do I need to boost it up a little bit more?
As long as you folks can hear me, that'll be good enough.
Alright, sounds like it's a little bit better, I guess.
I'll just have to talk even louder.
Not too loud. I really like my eardrums.
Do you need eardrums for speedrunning? Asking for a friend.
I'll think about it. Alright, so I acquired a new character, Elk. Elk is good in terms of speed because yeah, you can go fast while rolling a little bit faster than the other character, but not that much. So this is probably the only time you're gonna see me use him, except for the final boss. Because the final boss you have to switch to him, but other than that, you really don't want to use him because he's really not that good. His damage is really good for this area, but I don't like him. So I'm really biased like that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop using him now, so I can start using it all, so he can learn his dash attack, which I'm gonna need to learn it for the boss later. Here in this dungeon, we're gonna get a key item called 3 Sap, which will extend this branch here to make a bridge. And with that, we can access some parts of the dungeon that we were not able to. There we go. Now, this run is not gonna have any out of bound, because none of them are really that useful, and I don't use turbo. This is the non-turbo category. So you'll see most of the dungeon. When I say most of the dungeon, all of the dungeon except for one. One of them is gonna be not broken, but there's gonna be a little bit of shortcuts to it. So next objective is to get level 8, while also grabbing some accessories that are scattered around that I can sell for 5,000 later. And also some little ores and stuff to craft equipments also. Alright, I'm really short on SP, so yeah, gonna have to start charge hitting some of them. I'm almost level 8. Level 8 will make a big difference for the next boss. The next boss is also the most annoying boss, I think, for me anyway. I really, really hate the spider boss. Also, there you go. We also get the first equipable item, which is the spike boost. Allow me to walk over spikes like the boost says. Which allows you can access this part here without the boosts, but to enter the boss room you need to use them. So you can't really skip them. Also, yeah, this is a PC version. PC is far superior. It's faster by about half an hour because of the cutscene, and also the fast forward is on 60 FPS, which makes it even better. Alright, we're also at the Spider Boss. Spider Boss is... it's pretty hard to get the quick kill. Not really hard, but you need to time your attack right. And to get it, you have to get at least another extra attack for the second phase. If you don't, then it's gonna be really, really bad. You'll have to do another cycle. Alright, so Spider Boss here. Spider Boss is, as you can see, you have to break his legs to actually start attacking him. And the best way to do that is to just spam your attacks on him.
That sounds unnecessarily hard.
So, using the extra attack here, you can use it on the legs to break them, and after the stagger is over, he's gonna be on the ground right away, so you don't lose time to start attacking him. So this is really good for the quick kill. It's like, not the quick kill, but the 2 cycle. It actually makes it a lot easier to do. And also guarding here, the first guard is actually good. It gives you some SP points. It gives you some extra attack points. So here I'm gonna start timing my attacks. And I'm gonna start attacking a little bit slower with the skills because you don't gain SP. You don't gain extra points if you attack too fast. As you can see, the yellow orbs they don't go to the bottom fast enough, so attacking them slowly works as well. Also, now the pods on the sides are gonna start attacking me. So I'm gonna start guarding, or trying to guard their attack. So this way I can charge my extra attack bar faster. Oh no. Alright. So you don't want him to grab anybody, and it's definitely not a doll. Alright, this is bad. Oh, okay, that was really, really close, but I did not have my other extra attack for this part, and killing him without it is extremely hard, but I still made it, so I guess it's fine. Not being able to kill him there would have wasted an entire cycle, which you don't want to go through. Since you'll probably waste like a minute and a half. So now we see here the second dragon altar, or dragon stone, dragon monument, whatever you want to call it. And activating them gives you this one anyway. This one gives you passive to your party. So having certain members will give you certain bonuses to it. Like having the Princess later, Princess Aisha, it's going to be giving you a little bit more SP points, a little bit. But they're not very useful. They don't really make that big of a difference. So right now all we have to do is go back to the Eldress, and then we're off on our way because we just finished what we have to do. Now Elk is going to be quitting us. He's going to be quitting the party, leaving us. And now our main objective right now is to go back to Otago and talk to the king, but the game doesn't give you pointers per se. It tells you and it points you in a general direction with the map, and it lets you try to figure out on your own. But talking to everybody will eventually tell you where to go. And right now, the main objective, the game wants to assume that you're going to go back to the king, but the main objective right now is to go to General Dryson, who's another Dragon Knight general. But he's not. He's located in a different building in the courtyard. So we're gonna have to roll our way back all the way to Otago real quick. So if you have anything to say, now's the time.
Well, now's a great time to repeat what I said when I was super quiet earlier. So one of our donation incentives is coming up. Our Soul Blazer race is next, and you have the opportunity to name Blazer, who is the main character, and we'll be taking the top 2 names. So right now, the only name we have is Valkyrie, which is at $10. So we have one just completely wide open name, and it would take only $11 to beat out Valkyrie as well. So easy name pickings right there. The ActRaiser run is immediately after that, where you can also name the main character. Final Fantasy IV will be run tomorrow morning, and you can name any 4 of the main 4 characters. And also, if you're looking for non-naming incentives, the Secret of Mana run, which starts tomorrow afternoon, we can make for an additional $225 that run glitchless, and for an additional $35, we can send the boy and the sprite on vacation. So right now, Yagamoth will be doing a solo run with that, but he is going to be dragging along the boy and the sprite. So if we want Yaga to get rid of those characters, please donate. I see a snowman next to the incentive, so what could possibly go wrong?
Alright. So in the meantime, I came back to General Dryson, or Dryson, whatever you call it. I like to add a little bit of accent to it, but you go back to him. He gives you a letter to let you go to the next area, who is going to be I forgot the name of that town, but it's in the southwest part of the world, in a desert. And here we get another playable character, the Princess Aisha that I talked about earlier. By far the fastest character in rolling during rolls. Also, on equipping everything she has, because obviously she's not that useful. Her extra attack is really good, but even without a bow, it's extremely good, and we don't really need it. We need the money more than she needs damage. So for a little while, I'm gonna roll to the dark cave. It's called. Cave is completely dark, except that you can see some of the background. The game wants you to buy an item, a lamp, to give you light, to make it a little easier on you. But we don't need that. We don't need the light for that. So I'll go in the cave completely blind. Well, not blind, totally blind, but it's gonna be quite dark. But you can still see a little bit of the outline in the background. So, but first thing here, there's a merchant in the middle here of nowhere, and first thing we're gonna do is start selling everything we have. every piece of armor, every accessory we have, and we're gonna buy a sword for it all. Then we're gonna buy a strength. There you go. We're gonna buy a power wrist and a couple of potion or red salve, so we can revive our character later if we die. But it's mostly for a certain boss later. I'm not gonna say who it is. It's just a giant bird, and we all know birds are not very fun to play with.
RPG jerk.
Alright, so now this is the Dark Cave. The Dark Cave is really, really easy to navigate through if you know where you're going. But yeah, it's a really, really short section. Also here, we're gonna fight another boss.